Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews.
Woohoo!
I'm Jen, and this is Friday Sews, when we all talk about what we've been doing, what we're going to be doing, and all of that. If you'd like to meet all kinds of people who do this, click on the hashtag in the description box or the top comment, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of mine. Sewing. Let's talk about all the sewing I got done this week because, it was a fair amount of it. And I have to say, I love doing that because I have a lot going on in my life right now, a lot of stress. And it helps me so much to come in here and just have fabric and a pattern and a little bit of work. Later, I have a beautiful thing that I've sewn, either that I can wear or use or whatever. I love that. I used to do laundry when my kids were wee little, and it would make me feel so good to take a whole pile of laundry and turn it into these very neat sets of folded, beautiful things. I don't know. You put so much energy into people-related things, and then you don't really see any instant results. You might see results in the future, but with sewing, there it is, you make it, and it's beautiful and done. I love that. It just builds me up. Okay, so this week I worked on New Look 6755, and I made this in a drapery cotton or a home deck fabric that's like a heavy cotton. This is a pleated skirt, and I want to make it out of this. It is actually a cotton blend, but it is a linen color. And I want to do Butterick 6901 from this fabric, but I also wanted a pleated skirt. So I picked up New Look 6755, and I thought I would try it out because I didn't want to waste my good fabric. So I made this little pink skirt, and I think this is a great pattern. This is going to work. What I like about it, it has stitched down pleats. I did add a pocket on one side, and it has a zipper on the other, and I tried an invisible zip, didn't like it because I was doing adjustments to the waistband and other things, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But it has a regular zipper, but I'm out of white zippers. Who does that? Who runs out of white zippers when they're in here all the time? So I need to order some zippers, but I am going to find a way, because I know there is a way. I've seen tutorials on it. I'm going to go back to one of them and find out the way that you can put a pocket in, a side seam pocket, where there is also a zipper. There has to be a way. There is a way. I've seen it. So I'm going to investigate that another time. But I can vouch for this pattern. It is just 4 pattern pieces and then a waistband. I did do my little trick in the back where I put elastic in it, and what that does is pulls it snug enough through the day so that I don't lose the shape of the waistband and the skirt doesn't start to droop on me. So the pocket I added is not very deep. I probably need to, either deal with it, but I put a lot of things in my pocket, so I'll probably go in and hack it off and add some on the bottom. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, good pattern. I'm going to use it in the future, so I can vouch for it. I think also it's probably very good for a beginner, but here is the thing about that. Whenever you do a skirt or a dress or anything you're making with pleats, you need to mark precisely. And you also don't just need to mark the up and down, the places where the fabric is going to come together. You also need to mark the arrows that tell you the direction of that line and this line, and whether or not they come together or they go to other lines. Be precise, because that is what's going to make it easy or mind-bogglingly different for you when you go to do something with pleats. So be sure you mark well, mark precisely. On to some things I ran into trouble with this week, kind of a half and half win, half fail, and it's this. And that is the jacket to Simplicity 3640. This is a pattern from 2009. I love the lines on this, and I look at this and I think this is one of the most beautiful jackets. And a couple of things I ran into trouble with. The pants are fantastic. They are fantastic. They fit amazingly. I cut them long and I had too much length, that's always a good thing because I have long legs, and yeah, that 32-inch inseam on jeans for me never works. I need at least another 2 inches. So those worked out beautifully. And I came to realize how beautiful a fabric this is. I'd had this for a long time, had no idea what to do with it. And so I finally cut this out thinking, okay, well, I love this, love it, but I need more of it. Why do I run into this? I would love to say that I run into it all the time. I don't. I've run into it one other time, and one of you bailed me out, actually. This is a Ponte de Roma, and it has a fair amount of rayon in it. It has 4-way stretch, and I got it at Joann's when one of the Joann's locations within about an hour of me was going out of business. I didn't know this, and I happened to be dropping a daughter off at the airport, and I thought, oh, I'll just go by Joann's. Well, they were relocating, but they were liquidating everything in the store, and I got a bolt of this. Didn't know what I would do with it, but it was 90% off, so I thought, oh, give me that. So I did cut this outfit out of it, this pair of pants and a jacket. The thing is, this only goes up to a size 12, and I should have known to make it a little bit bigger. I thought the 12 was going to work. I looked at finished garment measurements, and I thought, okay, I can get it on and I can pull it shut, but it zips up the front, and I was having trouble with that. I thought, a little tight, and I can't remember, because I did this probably a good year ago, more than a year ago, was when I cut it out. But I don't remember if I dropped the apex on the princess seam in the front here. And the trouble with that is, when I don't do that, I run into problems. It's always too big through here, because when you drop that apex, then what you do is you redraw this from here up into the shoulder line or into the armhole, and it decreases the amount of fabric there. It kind of flattens it out, and it fits closer to your chest, basically. When I don't do that, I have a whole lot of extra fabric here, and that's because the apex is too high. And so, yeah, I don't think I did that. And so now I'm running into the problem of, can I fix this when it's also too small? I did go back in and I traced off the pattern again, and I made it bigger so that I can do it again and it'll be the right size. But in the meantime, I can't find any more of this fabric. And that was my, when I started digging into this, I thought, it would be so much easier to just make another one. And so I can't find the fabric. So here I am with this, and I thought, well, I guess I could work with it. And I could, and I don't know, I may. And here's the other thing about it. The trouble is, I can't find a zipper to go with it either. I wanted a zipper that's the same color as the fabric, and I can get close, but I can't get the same color of separating zipper. So actually, I could probably wear that open like a cardigan and not worry about it. And so actually, that's probably what I will do, is just wear it like a cardigan. Put the hood, this is the hood. I'll put the hood on. I'll finish the edges on the inside. And then what I thought I would do is just go shopping for even a printed Ponte, and I can wear that with the pants that match this. But then I can make sure when I do that, that I get something that I can match a zipper to. Yeah. So great win on the pants. I think I'm gonna be able to save this more than I thought in the beginning. Like, as I stand here and talk to you about it, I'm thinking, you know what, maybe that can be saved. So in the meantime, I went out and I worked on my, I started to say my nephew, this is how unused to being a grandmother I am. My grandson's quiet book. A quiet book is one of those little felt books that has little activities in it, like you can slide beads and you can buckle things and tie things and, Velcro little pieces to other things. And so I had made 3 pages. I made the cover and then 2 other pages for that. And I really want to give him that this Christmas, because He's going to be 2 the week before Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. And so I was thinking, that's the perfect age for this, to have in the car that he can sit and do things. And this kid, he's, of course, he's brilliant. Of course he is. He's my grandson. He is so verbal, like more verbal than I've heard a lot of 2-year-olds be, or not even yet 2-year-olds. So I will leave a link to the woman who does this, has an Etsy shop, sells the patterns, sells the actual finished books or the finished pages, and she's got some great stuff. But if you Google Quiet Book, you'll be able to find all manner of people who've done it, bloggers, YouTubers, and a lot of the patterns are free, or they just tell you how to do it. So I think what I'm going to do is take my little featherweight out to the back lanai, and I'm going to sit and do it there because it's all straight stitching. So, and then I moved on, and I thought, what is going on with that Christmas dress I've been trying to get to for 2 years? Will I get to it this year? Do I want to get to it this year? And I thought, okay, well, maybe I will. So I pulled it out of the project bag. I told you about these last week. I will again put the link to those. I got them from Amazon, and they're not expensive, and they're really helpful. I got that out, and it had in it, well, let me tell you what the pattern is first. It's a Vogue 1901. This is from 1995, and I love View C, which is this one. I think you would call this a coat dress, and I am making it out of some satin for the shawl collar, and then some Cupro that I got 2 years ago. I think I got this from Amazon, which had purchased or acquired, I guess I want to say, fabric.com. But it's a Cupro, and it's this gorgeous red. Oh, so perfect for Christmas. So in the project bag, I only had this part, and this is like the front, it's the inside of the front that folds back. It's a facing and the collar. And I couldn't find the rest of it. And I thought, what did I do with that? So I pulled out a whole lot of, this is what's extra. It's actually, the dress is hanging under here. But I pulled out this extra that I had, and I thought, how am I going to cut all these pieces out of this? Then I remembered, hello, Jen. Yes, I put it in my UFO box. So I pulled it all out, and I started ironing it with a pressing cloth. Yes, thank you, having the presence of mind to do that. Thank you, God, for reminding me. And so I haven't started sewing yet. I was a little daunted, thinking, oh. Actually, I think that's a lot of what's been holding me back with that, is that I don't want to ruin that beautiful Cupro. Anyway, so I started thinking, working through, getting ready to sew that. That is all of the sewing that I got done. Now, I got a fabric package from Minerva. Gotta love Minerva when they send you fabric. I love that. I purchased all of this fabric. I know I am one of the ambassadors, and so I get the opportunity to opt into that I think they do it about every quarter, where you can ask for fabric. They will send it to you for free, and then you make it up and post it on their website. So they send you a lot of little fun things like project planner, just a lot of nice little things. I got this because my mother has asked me to make her a skirt. She wants me to copy one she saw in a catalog. I think that's a great idea. Simple thing, little elastic waist skirt. I will, of course, put pockets in it. So I was looking for interlock. I was looking for the kind of cotton, 100% cotton interlock that is the old t-shirt weight, not the new t-shirt weight, which is very much of a tissue-y kind, a very lightweight tissue weight. I was looking for interlock. Well, they called this interlock. This is navy blue, and that's fine, but it's that thin stuff. So I think it's just going to be a little bit sheer. My goodness, look how sheer that is. I don't want to have to line it. It's an elastic waist skirt, so I wanted it to be thick enough that it wouldn't have to be lined. So this is not the weight that I was going for. I don't know if I checked the weight, which is measured in, I think, grams per something, kilogram. I didn't do that with this. I thought I was getting the thicker stuff and I wasn't. So this is not going to work for that, but it's okay. I have, you know, when is this a bad thing to have in your sewing room? So I will use this for something else, but it won't be for that. And then I saw rayon twill and I wanted to make actually a pleated skirt in khaki. So I ordered this thinking it was rayon twill, like denim. No, it is rayon, almost like a challis. Look at this. It's just so lightweight. And again, very sheer, but I don't think it comes across as that sheer when you make it up. But it's like challis. It's not what I wanted at all. It's not what I wanted. So I'm not sure what to do with this. This, I would not want it up near my face because it would wash me out. And I have been, well, I'll tell you about that in a minute, but I've been working with my friend Michelle, and I think maybe this would be something that she and I could do something with. This is, because I didn't know if I wanted navy or a royal blue, I asked my mom and she was very vague about it. And so I said, well, all right, I'll just order it. And this, again, it's a little heavier than this, but not much. So their idea of 100% cotton interlock is not my idea. It's not thick enough. So I still need to work on finding something that will be thick enough. You know what these would be great for is a cardigan for her. So I may do that. I have the Harper cardigan pattern, and I think maybe that might be perfect for that, for those. And so if I find the thicker stuff in one of these colors and it goes with it well enough, then I might be able to just make her a matching cardigan. If not, I'll just make her cardigans anyway. This, back to this, and my wonderful friend Michelle from Michelle Sews Again. Michelle is a genius, I tell you, when it comes to dyeing things. And I went over to her house the other day, it was last weekend, and I took some things with me. And actually the one thing that I had gone over to dye that day, I forgot here. And I only live about maybe 12, 13 minutes from her, but I didn't want to come all the way back home and get it and then go all the way back. So I had brought other things that I wanted to dye. And so I cannot wait to see them. She ice dyed them. But one thing she did was remove the color before she did that. And so I know it can be done with this. So I'm thinking maybe this could be dyed a different color. And along those lines, I was at Salvation Army yesterday. I drove up there because I had to do some other things in the area. It's about a half hour north of me. So I knew I wanted to go in and look for some specific things for a project that I want to do. And this has just recently come out of the dryer. And I found this skirt. It is very nice because it's got these lines here, which I think would not be flattering on most people, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be flattering on me, but it is. It works. It's not so pronounced that it makes me look really hippie. I don't have very wide hips anyway. I have the big waistline, but it does fit around the waist. It's a size 10 and it's linen, and I thought, ooh, yes. Now I don't love this color at all, but I know somebody who can fix it for me. So I thought, well, I'll just go back to Michelle and I'll say, what can we do with this? I think maybe what I'd like to do with it is either take the color out and make it another color, or just do a very pale blue over top of it. And I think if I went over the sage green, I might come out with something that's more of a rich teal color. I don't know. I am not a color genius. Michelle is much more of a color genius than I am. And she loves to ice dye things. And so that's why I'm so excited to see what she's done. Why am I not tossing all of these? They all need to be washed anyway. She's a genius when it comes to ice dyeing. And so that's what we did with two of the things I took her. So I can't wait to see what comes of those. So that was all of the sewing. Moving on into life, I really don't have much to tell you because a lot of it has to do with stress and people in my family and the drama. Okay, let me tell you, it's 5 girls, 5 daughters, me, which is 6 women, and we are all very opinionated and very loud, and we think that we're all safe with each other. So we tend to say all kinds of things to each other, knowing we're safe, and yet we're not always kind. And they have a very different view of life than I do. So I think it's going to be okay for Thanksgiving. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be flying out this coming Thursday to go see my mom and dad, hoping to kind of do a little Thanksgiving with the 3 of us. And then Monday, before Thanksgiving, I'm going to fly to my daughter's house in Georgia. And I have been informed that I will be building garage shelves. And she sent me a video on how to do it and said, bring your Craig jig. And I said, okay. And so I'll be doing that. I'll probably bring an extra drill. It never hurts, or 2. I have an impact driver too that I may bring. And the daughter whose house we're going to, she's number 3. She has my miter saw. So I told my husband, we'll be bringing that home, because she said, I don't think I need that anymore, Mom. You can bring that home, but take it back home with you. And so we'll have drills, a Craig jig, which is fairly small, and a miter saw. So hopefully all our luggage will fit in the back seat. I think it will. So that is life. I'm going to move in to a little bit of Jesus right now. If that's not for you, thank you so much for being here. I always love talking sewing with you, and I will speak to you in the comments, and have a great week ahead. If you stuck around for a little bit of Jesus, I have my little prayer card, and it says from Romans 15:13, may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that by the power of the Holy Spirit you may abound in hope. That is my wish for you this week. That is my wish for me this week. The God of hope fill us with joy and peace in our belief in him. He can do anything. He made the universe. If he did that, whatever your problem is, whatever my problem is, he's got this. I love remembering that. I love remembering that every morning. So I'll leave you with that this week, and have a great weekend. And thank you for being here. You know I love you all, and I'll see you next time.